Hello everyone, today we're going to integrate our apps with a front end and we are going to integrate a contract that is powered by Chainlink. What we are going to do is we're going to have a very simple website that will allow us to convert quantities of ETH to USD, getting the most updated price from Chainlink. For this project, we're going to be using Flask. So we have this little README here that will walk you through the installation of Flask, which is quite simple. And then we are going to load our backend framework, which is very simple. It's just going to serve one website. So we're going to have our Flask run, which is triggering our app. And we are going to have the Flask app that is rendering an index HTML. This index HTML is based in this base template that we have here, which is doing nothing complicated. It's just inheriting the properties of Bootstrap to make everything look nicer. Then in the template itself, what we have is a login function to allow people to log in with MetaMask. And usually you want people to connect their MetaMasks to your dapp in order to ensure, first of all, that MetaMask is present. And then the other reason is that if you want people to interact with contracts, you want them to be able to sign transactions, and MetaMask is very useful for that. For that part, we're going to rely heavily on Moralis that allows us to have a very easy login to MetaMask and store the user data. Then what we're going to do is have an input for inputting a quantity on ETH. And we're going to have a button that when it's clicked is going to convert that quantity into the USD amount. And it's doing that relying on the latest price published by Chainlink. And for that, we have our logic.js here in our static files. Basically, what we're doing here is very simple. We are initializing our Moralis object, and then piggybacking with the Ethereum environment that MetaMask provides, we are creating a Web3 object. Inside that object, we are loading a contract, and this is a contract that I have deployed a while ago that just fetched the latest price data for USD Ethereum pair from Chainlink. Once you have this contract here, it's very easy for you to fetch the data. Now, what we're going to do here is just log in with MetaMask, and for that, we're going to use the Moralis Web3 authenticate function. We are going to allow people to play with our app only when they are authenticated. As you can see, this is a conversion app. Convert ETH is a function that is calling our contract that is getting the price from Chainlink. And then when this one is called, it's getting us the result in the other input. And this is all the code that you need. It's less than 35 lines of code. And this is thanks to Moralis. No way to do this easier. Now that we have everything here, let's load our dapp. So for that, we're going to do Flask run. The server is running in our local host, and that means that Flask is serving our website. Now we are in our dapp. We are going to make sure that we are in MetaMask and that we're in Rinkeby. There are ways to check programmatically that MetaMask is present and that you are connected to the right network, but that goes way beyond the scope of this video. If you want to learn that, leave us a comment. I will try to schedule that into a couple of videos because those are a little bit more complex topics. Now, let's say that we have everything here correctly and we are going to sign in, right? As you can see here, the interaction with our dapp is blocked because the user have to be connected to MetaMask. So we're going to write our name and the email, daniel@web3moralis.io. We are going to connect with MetaMask. Moralis is doing its magic. We signed the authentication. When everything is processed, our dapp is unblocked. We are going to go to our server here, and in our server, in the dashboard, we are going to see that we have a user, which is Daniel, and we have a email address for that user, which is daniel@web3moralis. The user was properly saved in our backend. Now that we have that, then let's play with our dapp, right? So I'm going to put 1 ETH and let's see what is the current price of ETH in USD. This is the current price of ETH in USD, and we can place another amount here of ETH, and that will give us the amounts as we request. So let's say that you have 1000 ETH, and this is the amount of dollars that you will have. So guys, this is the way that you can interact with your contracts with your own front end. This is a smart contract that's powered by Chainlink, but it's a sponsored service because it's the price feeds. There are dozens, literally dozens of companies that have supported that service, so that's the reason that's free even in the mainnet. And this is a very, very, very nice example that you can use later on in your own dapps. Remember that the code for this project is in the GitHub repository in the description of the video, and also the description of the video will have the GitHub repository of the contract that we're using and the link to the video where we deployed that contract, which is very simple, but that will come handy is the other part. That's the backend. This is the front end to interact with that specific back end. So guys, I hope that you have enjoyed. I hope that this has served to all the people that have these kind of questions. How do we interact through a website with a smart contract? This is the way you do it. And we are going to have more examples regarding to this in the future. I'm Daniel. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Smash that like and subscribe to the Moralis channel.